All right. Hi, everyone. It's Rebecca Ruth again. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I am joined by Maria Stanfield. How are you, Maria?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for letting me join you today. I'm super excited to be here.
Of course. I'm so excited that you're with us. Just a little background. Maria and I met about 2 years ago through a mastermind group up in the DMV area. So, for those of you who don't know, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And we've just been able to kind of stay in touch through the years and reconnect in different ways and hopefully get to work together again in the future. So, Maria, tell us a little bit about you and what it is that you do. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, thanks. So, again, thank you for this opportunity. I'm excited to be here and share a little bit about me. So, I am a wife of, my God, 36 years. I can't believe I'm saying that. 36 years. I'm a mom of three beautiful, amazing daughters and one granddaughter. The kind of work that I do is I'm a parapreneur. So that means I work full time and I run a business, but not just one business, I run two businesses. So I went from the front desk to the corner office and I wrote a book about it because I did all of that, Rebecca, on a high school education.
Mhm.
Because my background is I came from domestic violence in my parents, and so when my father left our home at about the age of 14, I had to go to work, and so I didn't have the ability to go to college after high school, and but that I look back on that for many years with regret. But today I'm so grateful for that because I met some amazing people, mentors, and just support women and some fearless men who supported me in my career. And that's how I went from the front desk as a receptionist to the corner office of a major Fortune 500 law firm here in Washington, D.C. And the two businesses that I run are My Sister's Closet. I launched that officially 5 years ago.
Mhm.
But I tell you, your calling leaves clues all of your life. And
Yeah.
so I was really doing it, Rebecca, really all of my life. I was really doing that. And I'll talk more about what that is. But I could see that my calling was leaving clues. And then from there, I launched a coaching practice. I went to the Coaching Training Institute and was certified as a coach. And I've been doing that since 2017.
That's great. I've never heard. What did you said a parapreneur? Is that
Yeah, you have never heard that? Yeah, it's a
no?
parapreneur.
So it's you work, but then you also own businesses,
I do.
right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so then that's what I should be saying.
Yes, exactly. It's a parapreneur. So yeah, we can hold it down like that.
I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna start using that. Thank you. You already taught me something.
All right, girl.
First, I want to talk about your shirt because I
Ah,
noticed that empowered women empower women, and I think that that's first of all a very powerful statement, such a meaningful statement, and I love to hear about where people come from, and even the little bit that you gave, so far about your past. I can already tell, you had to overcome a lot of things to get to, where you are. I, of course, connected with you and wanted to reach out to you because I only know about my sister's closet part, which I know you're going to explain a little bit. But tell me a little bit more about, kind of your journey. You said you wrote a book about, from the front desk to the corner office. But what did that journey look like?
I share. I was afraid to share that story and to be completely transparent because I was ashamed for a long time that I did not go to college. I went to college very late in life, but I came to the realization, and I really believe it was God that really released the shame from me, right? So that I could be truly, authentically Maria and support. It's like running a race, a baton race, where you're the lead runner.
Mhm.
And my job is to lead, is to move, is to grow in that. And so the people along the way that were cheering me along, on the sidelines, amazing women coaches. Something, I mean, they were coaches, but they didn't have a title back in the day, because this is back in the late 80s, right? And they could see, and maybe you have someone in your life like this, I pray that you do, that they could see all the greatness in you that you couldn't even see in yourself. And as opportunities avail themselves, they would say, Maria, I want you to apply for that. And I will say this, I would apply for a couple of things. And I had many, many opportunities to go from place to place. But this company saw in me and gave me opportunities to say, I want you to apply for this. I want you to go to the next level. This is what you need to do. This is the training you need to get. And as I continued to progress, and in fact, getting my coaching certificate was from my law firm. They said, we want you to be a coach for the lawyers.
Wow.
I mean, it's just a powerful, when you walk even just the one first step of faith, Rebecca, in what you know your calling is, just one step. When they say, we want you to be a coach, and I'm like, what in the world? Want me to be a coach? What? And I'm like, I said, okay. My heart's like this though.
Right.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I knew that it was a gift, another gift to catapult me to the next level. And now I'm running 2 businesses, and in both businesses, I'm a coach.
Right.
It's amazing.
That is amazing. And I love how you, I love how you asked, or you made the comment, I hope you have someone like this in my life talking to me, because I say that in life, but I say that especially within this group. I say all the time, please make sure. That's why this bill was formed. Please make sure you have at least one person in your corner, at least one person in your life who's going to be that person to support you, to comfort you, to push you along, to give you a little bit of that tough love, because everybody needs that. And I think especially as women, this isn't like a women versus men thing, but I think especially as women, we not in a feminist type of way or anything, but we take on so much, and I'm not talking necessarily about like the household, the kids and stuff, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, we take on a lot for ourselves and then those we love. That's just our nature. We take on so much. So I was like, especially for women, it's so important, to just have at least one person. So I love that you emphasize that. And that's also why I love your shirt.
And I believe this is really my it's not my mission statement, but it's my mantra. Mm-hmm. So, and as I articulated with like the baton race, right? Mm-hmm. It is really, so now I'm the lead runner. My job is to literally, you see the baton races, they hold the baton back, right? They pass it back, and then you lead. And so I talk about this corner office. I've been in this role for several years now. And as I approach the time now where I am looking at, okay, what is my next? I'm going to retire from there. I would be doing a disservice to every woman, every African American, every minority, right? Every person, every diverse person in this world, if I shut the door, if all they saw was just me in that role, and then the door shut after that, and there's not any kind of open door for them to apply or be considered. And in fact, I'm going to just a transparent moment, if I can, Rebecca, a deeper transparent moment, I'll say, is that I used to wear wigs and weaves. And it was just convenient, really and truly. My hair is long. But I said, before I leave, I want to wear braids and I want to wear my natural hair. And so it's so funny though, right before the quarantine, I got braids, right? Uh-huh. So the only time they see it is on video like this, right? But it's really funny. So they sort of, I guess God was giving me an opportunity for them to like lean into it a little bit. But that is really a mission for me, not just empowered women, Empower women. Empower is a verb. It's an action word. That means you have to do something. You can't just sit back and like, I'm just gonna be here and like sit on my throne and like, yeah, I empower women. No. You have to be out in the community. And I want to transition to what I do with My Sister's Closet. We're out in the community. My mission, goal, and calling in life is to go out to help serve and support women who are trying to get their career off the ground, women who are in homeless shelters, domestic violence safe houses, halfway houses, to help them transition from a place, frankly, where they're at a deficit, to bring them along, to keep the door open, to prepare them. So My Sister's Closet, we use the clothing side of it as sort of the entry point, but really it's about resume writing, building up their spirit, giving them words of affirmation and confirming their gift, their ability, training them on frankly, some basic skills like how to shake hands and look the person in the eye, or how to respond to questions in an interview, how to lean in when they ask you a question, how to step back and still sit up straight and hold their eye with confidence. So those basic things that a lot of us might take for granted, but we don't really think about. The clothes, that's the entry point. Like, yeah, we got some professional attire for you, and it's free. But we also have these programs. So that's really my mission and my calling in life.
So how did My Sister's Closet get started?
How did I start it? Well, have you ever seen if you played jump rope when you were like double dutch when you were a kid, right?
Yeah,
so you know how you like. So I'm a moving person. So you like, okay, I'm gonna wait. No. Right. That was me for a long time. For like 15 years.
I was the one who I did that for about 5 minutes.
I'm like, could you jump in? Could you do? No. So that was me. So, and then I just said, you know what? It was because that was all about us. That's fear. That's fear of failure, fear of success, fear what people are going to say, fear. It was just holding me back. And so I just said, you know what? I'm going to do the darn thing. It's not going to be perfect. It's probably going to be a hot mess, but I'm going to be helping some people. And it's going to be official. And I go out to get my EIN number. And I'm like, okay, well, I got a nonprofit now. I guess I got to do this darn thing. And it exploded. I have pictures on my website where, Rebecca, really and truly, I was just amazed. We had a Christmas function. We had 16 bus loads of women come in. We did a donation day where we had 24 truckloads of donations that were given to us that we drove to the shelters. Wow. It's just us. If God gave you the vision, He will give you the provision.
Absolutely. And I love when people are transparent, when business owners and everything, because I think the misconception a lot when people look at parapreneurs, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, is that we just have it all together and we just kind of waltz into it and I was like, never. You talk to anybody, never. Most of us did it scared. Most of us sometimes still do it scared. Most of us didn't have, there's a difference between something being your calling. So, God's going to work it out. But most of the times things don't necessarily just like line up perfectly. And so it's like, I love when business owners especially are transparent about that, because I'm like, y'all, like we all did it. Y'all still did it. It was crazy. It was a hot mess, but we all still did it.
It was a hot mess, but I was always determined. But then something stuck, like when they showed up, and when we had like just a room full of. We were taking donations for clothing one time, and I remember we were so overwhelmed with clothing, like, what are we gonna do with all these clothes? So but when we take the first step of faith, if we know if it's a business idea, we got to do something. And I wanted to share this last story, and I'll shut up. But I was
Oh, I
listening
can
to
sit here and listen. So,
I was listening to Miles Monroe, Rebecca, and he said
yeah.
he was in Malaysia,
Mm-hmm.
and he had and the Malaysian executives loved him so much. Miles Monroe was he was a huge international speaker. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2014 in a plane crash in the Bahamas. But I mean, phenomenal international Christian leader and speaker and businessman. So they were just so wowed by him, and they said, "We want to take you to a private lunch. We want to just talk with you," because they're so impressed. So they go to this really nice, upscale, swanky place, and they said, "We don't understand something about your people." Now, Miles Monroe is a black man from Bahamas. Okay, so he's like, "My people, you mean black people?" They say yes. So why do black people? Why are they always at the bottom? And he's like, he said, well, at the bottom, and he said, but my people, talking about the Malaysians, the Chinese people, he said, my people, like, they at the top. And he said, we think we figured it out. And Miles Monroe said, okay, tell me what it is. And they said, because black people go for a job.
Mm.
He said, my people, when they come to your country, within 6 months they have a business, because they go for opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
They go for a business.
Mm-hmm.
They go for solving problems. So he said, and the bigger difference is in the Chinese alphabet, characters, I guess they're called, there is no word or lettering or symbol for chaos or problem. There is no such word, Rebecca, in their language. He said, the only word that's similar is opportunity.
Wow.
So wherever they go, you see that mindset? Wherever they go, they look for opportunity.
Wow.
We look for a job that we will never get satisfaction, full satisfaction, fulfillment from. So if I don't leave your audience with anything else, I want to leave them with those words, that analogy from Miles Monroe that I've taken up. I'm looking at a building right now. It looks dilapidated, broke down, and jacked up. And I said, that's probably how I looked to God. That's probably how a lot of people that we serve, our clients, look to people on the outside. But that building, just like the women that we serve, will transform into assets to our community, not just to get a job, but to see opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so if vision is about a glimpse, a little bit of view into your future and what it could be. And so I pray that this message will provide some kind of stirring and empowerment to move beyond just looking at something as seeing is a function of the eye. Vision is a function of the heart. I pray for vision.
I like that. That's powerful. That's deep. I'm all like, I probably should have been taking notes. I really probably should have. I was thinking about it as you were talking. I was like, where's my notebook? Like, notes on this.
We'll talk. We'll catch up.
I know, but I did want to ask you something though, because you mentioned, we hear people talk about fear, but you talked about the fear of success, which is something that I don't think that a lot of people think about and maybe even recognize in themselves, that they maybe have the fear of success. So maybe could you expand on that a little bit?
Sure. Fear of success. I didn't even realize right away that that's what part of my fear was, because when we do start thriving, and we will, if you begin to walk by faith, you will. Everybody's not going to believe in you, want to come with you, can go with you. That's right. And so as we grow in success, our circle becomes smaller. And I'm not saying I'm all that, I'm so successful, I'm that, but I've worked hard, I make a lot of money, we live in a great, environment, and God has been good to us. but everybody couldn't handle that.
Right.
And they couldn't handle the dedication that it took to get there. And so having a fear of success comes with all of those other things like that that we want to bring along, and we can't because it's just baggage. And so the success of it is, and also, what is success going to cost me? Because some of us don't want to pay the cost of success, of the time and discipline it takes. I get up at 4:30 in the morning to pray, exercise, and then meditate, and then prepare for my work day because I'm running 2 businesses. So, but nobody has to really set an alarm for me for 4:30 because that from 4:30 till like 7:30, girl, I'm working in my calling. I'm like, okay. So once you get to that mindset that your success is not predicated on people pleasing, it's really walking in your purpose. The success of it, the fear of success. God has not given us a spirit of fear. Fear is an emotion, but he didn't give us a spirit of fear. A spirit of fear is demonic. But fear is an emotion, like, oh, no, that's a warning sign. So do not, success, we're afraid to be successful. We want to be successful, but we're afraid of it. Nah, that's a confused mind. So I had to get over that. That's not what God gave me. It's not what God gave you.
Right. Yeah, I had a pretty lengthy conversation with a colleague of mine on it. I call it the poor man's mentality because I feel like that's how I describe it. Because like you said, a lot of us, I think the majority of us want to be successful, but there's that kind of poor man mentality, meaning like you said, we're afraid of what the other side is going to look like. We're afraid, is this person, are these people still going to be on my side? Or, and I've heard it. I'm sure you've heard it all, you think you're all that stuff. That all comes with it. It does. It comes with it. But it's like, who are you doing it for? Like, who are you bettering yourself for? Who are you working hard for? You're not working hard and bettering yourself for them. They're not your supporters. They're not the people who are going to walk with you. Not everyone can go with you on your journey.
Everybody can go with you. Say that again, girl. Everybody cannot go with you.
And not everyone is supposed to go with you in your journey. So I tell people all the time, listen, when you see people starting to kind of fade away, I've been taught, say thank you. Because people are getting weeded out for a reason. Say thank you and keep it moving.
It's like, bye, girl.
Right.
Yeah, that's real good, though. That's really good. Say thank you.
Say thank you and just, okay, thank you. I appreciate your contribution to my life. And all right, bye. Well, that's it. Good. That's good. But I wanted to ask you because, of course, this group is on the Runway to Life platform, and of course, as you know, they deal with mental health awareness and suicide prevention, but of course they do it through fashion. So when with my sister's closet, you already mentioned it, it's more than just the clothes. It's more than just providing the clothes for these women who are coming to you, but on the mental health side, what kind of resources do you have for the women that you're working with?
That's so great. I'm so glad you mentioned that. So the clothes, I said, that's sort of the entry point, because when we think about our mindsets, whether it is someone coming from a homeless shelter or a halfway house or whatever, when we see people, Rebecca, we see them, right? We just like, okay, we look them up and down, we see them, and we, in 3 seconds, we do a whole story about them, right? And so helping someone by just giving them a nice, clean, new or gently used suit, jeans, outfit, whatever it is, their attire, and letting them just shop in our closet is transformational for them. Like somebody, one, cares about them. So we meet them. It's called Maslow's theory. It's an HR term. We have to meet the basic principles of an individual. I remember when I first went to, this is like, okay, entrepreneurship 101 mistake. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna tell them what they need, right? oh, so we're gonna bring you some clothes, and we're gonna do your resume, and we're gonna da 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 da, right? And these women are dealing with mental health issues. They've been living on the street. They, go in the bathroom on themselves. Their children are like, messed up from this whole series or domestic violence. Imagine what's going on in your head. Before you can even get to serving them at that higher level, you have to meet them right where they are, because it's like they can't hear me because their baby has been sitting in a diaper since this morning, and it's 7 o'clock at night. It's the same diaper. So they have basic needs. So we first meet those basic needs. And it may not sound like real mental health, because we're not mental health stewards, but we all are, frankly. I was talking to a client just a few minutes ago, and sharing, and she was just sharing, it is about our mental health, meeting some of those basic needs, joy, meeting that, like, their baby's diapers, or they don't even have money to even go to the doctor, to ride the bus to the doctor, what some of those basic needs. So that's where we really start, at the fundamental place of meeting them where they are, and small things like looking them in the eye when we talk to them. I'll never forget that the first time that I went to the homeless shelter, and the woman shocked me. She said, "You're the first person that's come in here and looked me in my eye."
Wow.
Homeless people that are homeless, people don't look at them. They don't. We try not to see them.
Right.
So there's some basic things like respect, looking them in the eye, meeting their basic needs, is where we are. So I mean, it's huge. I know it may sound simplistic, but it's huge.
Right. Well, no, that makes sense. I'll say it like this. I've never been homeless to the fact that, I'm out on the street. I have been homeless before, in the sense I don't have my own place, but I've never experienced that, being on the street. But, I know I've even been guilty of that, of not seeing homeless people, so I can only imagine what that felt like to her. And now that you said that, it's like, I'm going to be more, cognizant of that now that I know, because I had never even thought about that, to be honest.
Right.
So that's kind of a conviction for me right there. So thank you for sharing that. I did want to ask you, my sister's closet, how long has my sister's closet been in operation?
We officially launched in 2014. As I said, I've been doing it since 1995.
Got it.
I've just been doing it for a long, long time, and really becoming an official 501(c). Think about my 401k, girl.
I was going to say,
501(c).
There's a lot of numbers and all kinds of things going on right now, so I got it. So where do the donations come from for my sister's closet?
Whoever, it's really funny. They come from all over the country, believe it or not. People will ship me boxes of clothing. And so we have a couple of donation sites around this area. As you mentioned, we're in the DMV, the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. And so we have churches that are our donation sites, my home church, National Church of God, and then our board members have sites as well. And then we have a facility. I was mentioning that I have my eye on this building. Now, can you imagine, like, all this going on right now? I'm like thinking about buying a building. I'm not thinking about, and so stay in agreement with me, Rebecca. I believe they're going to give me the building.
Really? Listen, I'm at the point where I don't think anything's crazy anymore. So
I believe they're going to give me that building. I do. I believe that. So that we can have a facility where we can pull in the clothing and transition it out into our storefront, and just really make it a full service building facility.
Right. That would be awesome. Yeah, no, listen, I am with you. I'm at the point, because I've had some pretty out there ideas, and I've had other friends who've had ideas and stuff. So I never knock on anyone's dream anymore, because I've seen some amazing things happen. So
right. So I'm like, if we're believers, then we gotta start believing for some big stuff. It doesn't take much for us to sit in these chairs, right? We don't have to believe to sit down in the chair. but it takes faith to believe they're going to, like, they're paying taxes on a building that has been sitting dormant for 14 years. Why not have that become an asset to the community? So I'm believing God for that. And that's my pitch. You know, that's how I'm going to bring it.
Wow, that's amazing. That would be amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, how do people get in touch with you, get some more information about My Sister's Closet?
Sorry.
We lost you on camera. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Okay.
So how do we get in touch with you?
So you can get in touch with me. I'm on all social media platforms, Coach Maria, and my email address is, first let me say my website is My Sister's Closet of Maryland, and you can reach me there. That's the website. If you want to reach out to me personally, it's Maria@mysistersceo.com, Maria@mysistersceo.com, because I'm bringing through some CEOs, right? From the front desk to the corner office, from the homeless shelter to the CEO. That's what I'm doing. That's my mission. And so it's Maria@mysistersceo.com. And that's also my coaching service as well. So I'm super excited to again be able to connect with you, my sister, and to be available to your community, to your tribe. And you can find me on all social media, on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over.
You got to be all over nowadays. But thank you so much, Maria. I've so appreciated you taking this time. I would say just the last thing is, well, there's so many questions I could ask, but I want to know, you, I'm sure with what you do, you've seen a lot of hard situations and everything. I would say probably, what is the thing, or what is the biggest piece of advice or that you give? I don't even think I'm asking this correctly, but something just came to my heart and I'm trying to figure out how to ask it. But what is the biggest message, I would say probably, that you give to these women that you work with, but then also that you would just give, to anyone that you're speaking
Because
with?
we're all our sister.
Right.
We're all really one. The only, like, what's the difference between, do you know what women in homeless shelters look like?
Like us.
Like me and you.
Right.
They look like us.
Right.
They're no different. And so what I would say is, what I had to learn for myself, and why I believe God had me go on this journey, is to say, you are enough. You are enough. And when you can receive that for yourself and understand and shift your mindset that you are enough, like it doesn't matter what they say to me about the building, if they say no, it's just, for me, it's just like, oh, not right now. Okay, not right now. Okay. It's not personal toward me. They're not saying no to Maria. Exactly. They're saying no, not right now, or no to this thing. But I am enough, and I will go back, and God will provide, and He will make provision. But if we are all gifted with a gift from God, with a calling and a purpose on our life, know that He has already given you the provision to be all the greatest you can be, and no one else is like you.
Well, that's amazing. And it's amazing, obviously, that you say that, because that always hits home really for me also. But that's also the message of this group. This group is called Worthy. And the reason I named it Worthy is because I want people to know that they are enough, they are worthy. And so thank you for that. That's, to me, that's what's the word, confirmation to me that you said that. So thank you again so much. I've so enjoyed this time with you and chatting with you. And I think it's amazing, and I want to get more involved. I need to move back up there, but that's a whole other conversation. So
okay. You're welcome. You're welcome to come on back. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much for having me tonight. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to share and to be transparent and to share this platform with you. And thank you for all that you're doing for so many of us today. I wish I had this back then.
Oh, well, thank you. That's sweet of you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm sure we will be talking to each other again soon and hopefully seeing each other soon.
Yes.
So thank you again so much and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
now.
you. Bye.